Hey movie lovers, I'm Mika.
I'm Tyson.
I'm Emma.
And I'm Nate.
And this is Movie Mashup.
So this episode we'll be talking about some of our favorite genres and a lot of, the movies that we feel inspire us in our day-to-day lives. So the main movie of this episode will be One Love, which just came out.
And you didn't watch it, huh? You didn't watch it.
No.
Yeah.
But y'all know you guys are gonna.
Watched it.
I know you guys are gonna go over it, so let's just unpack the
We'll
movie.
briefly go
Yeah.
over
He
it.
died.
Well,
Wow,
no,
the spoilers is crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
Whatever.
I think Nathan should explain the movie. I feel
Nah.
he really enjoyed it, and he understood it a lot more in depth than I did. So
Nate, let's hear it.
I mean, honestly, like the whole message behind the whole movie was just like, kind of like saying, just
One Love.
yeah, one love. Yeah, one love.
I was gonna say if it was to fight for his country, because like,
Yeah.
isn't back
yeah.
then they didn't have the Jamaicans didn't have many rights when it came to music, and
No.
Yeah.
I mean he was a really powerful inspiration to people around the world. So because I'm not from Jamaica, but I've had friends who are Jamaican that have that kind of have that Jamaican part, and when they look at Bob Marley, they look at, oh, this is an inspiration. Dude had a wonderful hit song. I don't know what that song was, but it's always stuck in everyone's head. But honestly, I wish I could have seen that movie. But it honestly, like, he's a very inspirational figure.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like I learned a lot from it, especially like with forgiveness. Like
Mhm.
the way like he was just very forgiveful. Like honestly, and what happened in the movie, which I don't want to spoil it, but
Yeah.
like basically in the kind of like in the beginning of the movie, they like some two kids. Like I don't know if they were kids or like grown-ups or whatever, but
Mhm.
they want to go like kill him. Kill Bob Marley, like everybody else like in the household that was in there.
Yeah.
his wife.
His wife.
With the
yes.
wife too.
Yeah, the wife.
That they
The
almost
wife.
killed her. They almost killed her.
That's
Like, I
crazy.
think they shot her in the head. No.
They did shoot her in the head. Yeah,
Yeah, they
it was a
did.
miracle that she even
Yeah.
like, she lived.
I was
Yeah.
I was surprised. I was like, no way. Like she would like what?
And I think it was really cool too, because like throughout the movie, I think they did a good job at showing his life, like not only when he was famous, but where he came from and how it started and how he got there. And you could see like that even though he was a man of love and peace, that he still had his own internal struggles in his life.
Right.
Even with like being able to always be peaceful all the time, like there was certain times where he did something and he would act out, and I'm like, that's like, I like that was real. You know what I mean?
Because
Like,
where did he come from? Did he have like fortunate parents, or was he kind of broke?
I mean, if I'm gonna be
his
honest,
dad wasn't in the picture from
Yeah,
what the
no.
movie said. Yeah, so I mean that was
Because I've heard like a lot of legend stories about Bob Marley and how like he grew from this like unwealthy kid that was kind of like struggling for things
yeah.
to this really inspirational figure who was making like millions of dollars, making songs. But what people always talked about most with him is the kind of love he would spread. Like
yeah.
he would try to have no negativity. I think if he had one message to this day, because I know Bob Marley's not alive today, but is he alive today? He's not
No,
alive
he
today,
died.
right? Okay,
He
I'm
died
just
today.
I'm just making sure. I'm just making sure. But I know that if he had a message, it's that we should all love each other, and that hatred shouldn't really get to
and
us.
then speaking of the whole like love each other part,
Yeah.
and I think I don't know if you saw, but in the end of the movie,
Mhm.
Bob Marley brought like two big leaders that were like
Political leaders that were
political
against each other
leaders.
in Jamaica that were causing a lot of
Yeah.
them.
And he brought us
That's
together
crazy.
and like
Yeah, he brought them together through his music. So I
Mhm.
think it's really cool because like
His music's fire.
it did highlight the
his
fact that
music's
like
fire.
Music's fire.
His music's fire. Yeah,
yeah, it
His
did
music's
highlight
fire.
the fact that like music does really bring people together, and
Right.
it really does inspire people.
Right.
And it like to bring two political leaders together that like hate each other and
Mhm.
caused all this commotion in the country.
And with the
like,
power of music,
yeah, it's like music and
That's
love.
crazy.
It can do a lot.
that is crazy.
Yeah,
Emma,
like-
you know what? Let's start off.
I know.
Let-
Yeah,
I know,
what's
Emma.
your
You're
favorite-
surprisingly
I know.
quiet. I haven't heard much from you. What's up with your movie genres? What's up with your movie taste?
I like comedy.
Comedy's good.
Comedy?
It's
I like
great.
romantic movies too. I like anything really. But
Uh-huh.
I think comedy I like
She's
more.
looking for her Prince Charming.
Anyway, I really enjoy comedy. I just really
Uh-huh.
enjoy a good laugh. That's like one of my favorite things to do. I love laughing, and
Mhm.
It's
I love,
fun.
yeah.
It would.
It just gives me a great feeling.
I know that feeling. I know that feeling.
And what about yours? What do you think is the number one movie genre for you?
I would say like, romantic movies. Like I don't know how to say it. Like
The type of feeling you get.
Rom-coms?
Yeah, there you go.
like
rom-com.
'Cause I
rom-coms. So like
cause-
a romance comedy.
Yeah, 'cause
That's
I-
exactly what I was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So, exactly
Yeah.
because to kind of piggyback off of what you said, because mine's the same thing. It's rom coms,
Yeah.
comedies, action movies. I love all of that. But when it comes to rom coms, like I hope my friends. Oh, my friends are gonna see this anyway. But honestly, there's something about rom coms where you can just like lose yourself and you can see.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
the guy messed up, but he always comes back. Like I don't know if you've ever seen that movie After on Netflix.
Oh my
After?
gosh, stop.
I-
That is
okay.
not in the rom-com.
Okay, no. Let me
After I've never
with
seen
Harden
that.
and
Wait,
Tessa.
That is just a
No.
toxic
Okay,
couple.
let me explain.
What?
Okay, let me explain.
I'm missing something.
Okay,
Hear 'em out, let's hear 'em
I'll
out.
explain it to you in a second.
Ah.
Let me just explain. Have you seen the newest one, After Everything, the final chapter?
I
only
have
saw
to
the first
rewatch all
one.
of them.
Okay,
kind of
so I'll
forgot.
explain.
Okay,
It's
okay,
about so I'm gonna explain it to you without trying to get into it too political. So basically, this dude Harden meets this schoolgirl named Tessa, and she's like, she has a boyfriend, but she's just gotten to college. But her
He's
boyfriend,
her boyfriend's a senior.
her boyfriend's a senior back in high school. So, but she's kind of like a book nerd. Always has her nose in a book. She's kind of like a nerd.
Goody
But she
two-shoes.
meets Harden, and Harden is not really too big on love. He doesn't really believe in it, and he's going out with this chick named Molly. So fast forward to the movie. They start feeling each other, but he's on a dare. They gave him a dare to try and make her fall in love with him.
But she doesn't know that.
She doesn't know that, so he's lying to her. But
You know what movie?
you know what I'm
this is?
talking about.
Okay, now I know
Okay.
what you're talking about.
It's
So-
Now I
kind
know
of
what
like
you're
that
talking about.
movie, She's All That. I don't know if you've
I
seen
didn't-
that.
she's
I
all
didn't
that.
know- I
Oh,
didn't
wait,
wanna
the one
see
with
it.
Addison Rae?
No, that's
No,
No,
not
that's
that.
the
He's
that's
All
He's
That.
All
She's
That.
All That
Yeah,
is
He's
the
All That.
original, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've actually
I've never
seen
seen
She's
that
All
movie.
That.
But
It's
I
kind
would.
of like the same thing,
Yeah.
but
But you know
a
what I
little
did
toned
see?
down.
I saw what is it? Not Another High School.
Oh, not another high school movie, the knockoff.
yeah,
like
the
little
knockoff. I
version?
saw that. That was
When
so
they're-
funny.
where they make fun of the
JD.
I don't know. I don't know. But like I was explaining,
Yeah.
I would say it was a rom com because it shows you no matter how many times. Be honest with me. No matter how many times Harden actually messed up, you could see proof in his face that dude loved her. Like he did a lot of messed up things, and like I can kind of relate to it in some kind of way. But he messed up so many times, and she took him back so many times. But at the end of the story, you would know like he loved her. He just didn't know how to do the right thing because he was so traumatized from stuff that happened in his past, all the stuff that he went through. But I would kind of relate to rom-coms because you really lose yourself and you're like, wow, what if this could be my life? What if I was in high school?
And then
I could kind of
sometimes
find
you
that kind
can,
of thing,
Kind of relate to the movies, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
I could see that.
All right, Mika, what's up with you? What's your favorite movie genres?
Favorite movie genre? I really love well, it's not really a genre. I like murder mystery films.
Okay, so
Ooh.
thrillers.
I like
Yeah.
thrillers, psychological thrillers. I love those.
Like Jeffrey Dahmer?
Have you ever seen Knives Out?
I like Knives Out.
I
Yeah,
like
I've
that.
seen it. I actually
Knives
saw
Out?
it
What's that?
recently.
It's a movie.
It's a movie. It's on Amazon Prime. I recently saw it again
Mm.
in my friend's class. She
Oh,
played
that's
it for us.
right.
You're
that's
right.
Yeah, and it was. Oh, you've seen it. Yeah.
I saw
Like I
it.
had seen it previously before that, but it was like a little recap for me because it's been years. So
Mhm.
I liked
What-
it. And they also made another movie from that called The Glass Onion,
Yeah.
and I also really liked it.
I didn't like that one so
Really,
much.
you know what? I like Murder Mystery, like the movie, like the movie Murder
Yeah.
Mystery with Adam Sandler and Jennifer
Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston. Yeah, I love that pair. They're my favorite. Like any movie that they're in, I think it's really good.
Have you ever seen Just Go With It?
Yes,
I love that
that
movie. I love that movie.
Yeah, but I love musicals. Actually, I think
Mm.
I'd say that was my top genre though.
I don't like when they sing too much in musicals.
That's I can relate to that because like you're trying to
Yeah.
see a heartbreaking scene and then
Yeah.
boom, they break it to song and you're
I
like
know.
you're just sitting there like, oh my
It's like there's a
gosh.
song in every scene and they don't let the story play out.
Like,
She's
there's no
that's big
dialogue.
facts.
Yeah.
That is huge facts
And
on that.
even when the songs are bad, like that's another thing.
Mm.
I can understand if the songs are good, but if they're bad,
You're like you're just sitting there like
If I'm gonna be honest, that's why I don't like High School Musical. I've never liked
Yeah,
High
I've
School
never
with
Musical.
seen
Zac
that.
Efron.
I don't like High School
That
Musical.
was
never
when
seen
Zac
that
Efron
movie.
was in
I'm
his
not a fan.
prime though. I have to say that was when Zac Efron was in
It
his
was,
prime.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, the man is not in his prime anymore. The dude is not in his prime anymore. I'm just being honest. But no.
You know what? I did recently like him in that documentary though. On Netflix.
The Ted Bundy one.
No.
Oh,
It was one
Which
about like,
No. No.
You know
no.
what I'm talking about?
No.
It was about
Wait, which
he
one?
travels the world and he's in touch with nature.
oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I know what you're talking
hell
about.
You don't
no.
like that? I thought that
I'm
was
sorry.
really cool. Like he was traveling the world and he was
Oh.
Yeah,
Nah.
he was-
I'm gonna say like nah, like just never like.
Yeah, it was really cool like experience just to see like how different people live and like how to live healthy
Mhm.
and like
Yeah.
basically all the things that are wrong
Yeah.
here
Yeah.
and not there. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. What musicals do you like?
Okay,
Ooh, that's a
musicals
tough
I like.
question.
I love a lot of musicals actually.
Hey, what's that one musical
Well, okay.
with where they're in the fair?
What?
What?
Yeah, like there's like a musical like
Were there in a fair?
In the
Yeah.
fair?
I have no clue what you're
Uh,
talking about.
Oh, The Greatest Showman.
yes.
Oh,
there you
okay,
go.
I
Oh,
get
with
that one.
Zendaya is that?
Okay.
I
That is
love
great.
that
That one,
movie.
I like that
That
movie.
one I
Yeah,
the
I
song,
like
the
that
rewrite
movie.
the star song, bro. I listen to that every day.
Yes, with
I
Zac
Swear,
Efron
I
and
listen to that song
Zendaya.
every day
Yes.
No.
because
I like Never
Zendaya
Enough.
made that movie big
Oh,
time.
never.
Yeah.
That's a really
That's a
good.
really good song.
So I do like The Greatest Showman. I think that one's really
Yeah,
good.
that was a good. That was a good movie.
Another one I really like. I love Sweeney Todd. Sweeney Todd is a great.
Who?
movie. Sweeney Todd.
I've never
Johnny
seen that
Depp.
movie.
Todd.
I know what you're talking
Oh, I
about.
stopped. I
That's a
stopped watching.
musical?
I stopped watching
It's
Johnny
musical.
Depp after the Amber Heard case. I stopped messing with Johnny.
I'm all for
Johnny
Johnny Depp. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying I'm not all for Johnny Depp because Johnny Depp seems like a cool guy. But after that case, I was like,
Wait, actually, I don't even know what happened.
That's another episode.
that.
another
We'll talk about that on
episode.
another
That's something
episode.
I like
Yeah. Because that was the reason it was kind of awkward for her to come back and do Aquaman. Because if you oh sorry, I'll let you get your point in a minute. But if you go back through internet and Google, they will tell you Amber Heard almost didn't come back for her role as Mera in Aquaman 2 because she plays Mera. She didn't almost come back because they didn't want the drama. What was his name? Jason Momoa, the dude who plays Aquaman.
Yeah.
He didn't want all that drama that Amber Heard was bringing from the Depp versus Heard case. So
Yeah.
Emma, let me get to your point. Sorry.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
Didn't was his name Momoa?
Yeah.
Didn't he testify against her? Or was that a fake clip?
I think that was fake. I think they like the rumor was, I don't know if this is true or not, but it was like on camera they didn't have good on camera chemistry. Yeah. I was reading about that and I was like, I don't know. They kind of looked good together in the first one, and then I saw the second one and I was like, what you mean? They look good together. What you talking about?
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, I have nothing against Amber Heard. You know, she made a good Mera. She was a good actor. She's very philanthropic, but nothing.
Like separating the art from the artist.
Yeah, something. I would say something like that. But yeah.
Yeah.
What is next on the topic
What is
list?
next? Well, okay. Is there a book? Okay, is there a movie that you like where the book you think was a lot better?
Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Because if you've seen cause look, I'll explain it. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the first, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but the first 3 movies, I think it was, where it was like Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roger Rules, and Dog Days.
Yeah, Dog Days.
Those were really good movies. Then they came out with The Long Haul, and they put all new actors in. I was like, ban that movie. Don't put that movie back on my screen. I don't want to see it no more. It was a movie I wasted money on. That movie and the Flash movie that recently came out last year. I couldn't stand. Did you see that Flash movie with Ezra Miller? That movie.
Oh, the one where.
The one with Ezra Miller, dude.
Yeah.
That movie was so. Have you ever seen the Flash, the Grant Gustin's Flash?
Yeah, he's much better.
They should have had Grant Gustin, and I will say this to TV, and I'll say this to everyone out there. They should have had Grant Gustin play the Flash in that movie because it would have been a million times better.
I second
Ezra
that.
Miller as the Flash is just there's nothing wrong with him
Okay,
acting.
but it wouldn't make sense because in what was it called? Infinity War? No.
In Justice League?
In Justice League, he
Yeah.
was in that movie.
And that's what I'm saying. They should have put him in Justice League, but he didn't get the call. Like, he should be insulted. He didn't even get the call. Like, you have there were a good maybe 3, 4, 5 seasons of the Flash where I actually was into it, but then the last few seasons I stopped watching it because it was kind of old.
Before we continue, I don't know why I brought up Marvel, but what if a Marvel and a DC movie came out and then
I
it's
want
just,
that.
I would want
and,
that.
it just
Yes.
If they brought Robert Downey
It's
Jr.
a
back,
comic, right?
Yes.
that's
There
a
is
movie.
There's a comic
Mika
about
knows
it.
what I'm talking
I
about.
know
That's a
what you mean.
movie I'm down to see. I'll pay any amount of money to see that type of movie.
I think that'd be really cool, mashing the universes. Especially since I'm a bigger DC fan than I like Marvel. I'm not really a big
Yeah.
Marvel fan,
She-
to be
I
honest.
knows
I'm
what I
not really
mean.
into Marvel like that.
Because Marvel is not DC has the heartbreaking stories, and you see how the heroes come up. Marvel's okay, a couple people died. Okay, we got over
Okay,
it.
But the Marvel movies are better than the DC movies.
Okay,
As of
don't-
recent,
don't
she's
get
right.
me wrong.
Yeah.
They're better movies and they have better kind of storylines.
It makes more sense.
Yeah.
storyline.
But DC is
I
just
do
a
agree
million times better.
that DC has better storylines, in the comics.
In the
I
comics.
In the
think
comics,
in the
yes.
Comics are way better.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes, way better.
No, yeah,
But-
some of the movies are a
yeah.
little odd. I
Yeah.
know, what is that movie? The one that came out, Suicide Squad?
Oh,
The second one.
The second one was
Yeah.
That didn't make any sense.
was
Like,
It didn't.
why do you kill off everyone in the first one and then you bring a whole new
And
set
I
of
think the only
cats?
person
Yeah.
that they had was
Harley Quinn.
Harley
Harley
Quinn.
Harley
Yeah.
Quinn.
Yeah.
Like it's just
And
like
then why is John Cena in here? Like
I
I know,
Why?
but like that was a little
Why?
I don't know.
random.
I guess he didn't make enough money from the Fast and Furious movie. I don't.
Those are getting
It's
out of
about
hand
the
too.
I know Fast and Furious movies. I don't get why, because it used to be like, oh, a racing movie, and they were like
For the
stopping stuff,
family.
and then it went from that racing
somebody
movie to
say
like,
family?
oh yeah, we're secret agents with the government, and now we're
Yeah,
racing
I
to save
don't get-
we're racing to save our families and the world. Like nobody wants to see that.
Nobody wants to
I
see
remember my friend, his name is Justin. One time we were talking about the Fast and Furious movies,
Yeah.
and he's like, I don't get how it went from racing cars to saving the world.
Yeah, that was a little.
It didn't make any
Yeah.
sense. Hey, what time is it?
I
How are
think-
we on time?
Right now it is 9:04.
All right, we're good. Yeah, we're good.
I think after Paul Walker died, it just kind of went
it.
downhill.
The drop.
Yeah, I think after
Yeah.
Paul Walker's death, it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same
It
Fast
was
and
not.
Furious.
It couldn't
He
be the
was
I mean,
same.
you
like
looked at it
Fast
and
and
you give credit to the actors for keeping it going because it wasn't. There were like some like Fast 9 or the Fate of the Furious where like Dom betrays him because he has his son kidnapped. Like
Yeah.
you look at those movies and you're like, yeah, they tried their best, but you look at it, you're like, you don't see Paul Walker, you don't see Brian O'Connor. You're like,
Yeah, no.
it's
It's
nothing
just-
against the actors.
I
It's
mean,
just
I mean, if
It's
anything,
not
they
the
could
same.
have brought in like his brother, but like
it
I
wouldn't
would
it
CGI.
wouldn't be the
wouldn't
same.
have been the same. I
Even
feel
if you
like he
put
was the
CGI.
heart of it.
He was the heart
He
of
was-
that
yeah, he
of that
was really big.
organization.
But what you said about the books, I know that recently I read Perks of Being the Wallflower, but I had seen the movie first.
Yeah.
Then I read the book, and then I watched the movie again, and I kind of like the movie better.
Yeah, you're like this is our circumstance
Yeah.
where the movie was better than the book,
Yeah,
which is really rare. So I think that's.
or like
Pretty
Narnia.
I like Narnia.
I've never-
What's Narnia?
I've seen it. Like
I've never heard of that.
Broski.
I
You
saw
don't
the
know
The
Narnia?
Witch
end of
and the
Narnia.
Wardrobe?
Should I know who
Never
that is?
seen it.
Yes,
You
you
should
should.
know what
It's
that is.
on. You could watch it on Disney Plus if you
Yeah.
want to. Narnia. It's like about like
It's a
this
really
magical
good movie.
closet. I think.
Yeah, it leads you to
Magical
another-
closets,
yeah,
really?
it's a wardrobe. It's a wardrobe.
Magical
You know,
wardrobes? Are you serious?
You know what I think would be really interesting? I have never read it, but I always wondered if the Coraline book was better than the actual movie because Coraline is a great movie.
Coraline's a book?
Yeah,
Coraline's a
book.
great movie. It
That
kind
movie
of
scares me.
creeps me out. Like
Dude,
yeah, I'm
the
still
beady
scared.
eyes.
That-
I'll
I'm
never get
older
over that,
than
bro.
it.
I will never
Nobody-
get over that.
Kind of creeps
Nobody
me
can
out.
tell me that Coraline is not a horror movie.
I know.
because
I
it
thought
is
Coraline was a horror
creepy.
movie.
It's a
It is
horror
so,
It's so
creepy.
creepy.
I thought Coraline was
And
a horror
it
movie.
still scares me to watch
Yeah,
it by
it
myself.
does. Yeah.
That's crazy. Being a senior in high school.
It's creepy.
It's creepy.
Ah, Michaela, no.
It's so scary. I'm not afraid to admit that.
I bet
will
if you two
admit-
watched it,
Who?
you two.
I've watched Coraline. It's
I've watched
it's
it too.
it's,
Oh.
it's creepy, but I'm
It's low. It's low.
No,
key.
it
And then
gives you
especially
the-
that
Wow.
old man that lives on the second.
Oh, Mr. Bowinsky.
Oh,
But like,
I don't want to talk about
okay,
that. I don't want to
wanna
talk about
know,
that.
when did you guys watch the movie? Like, when was the age that you guys saw this movie?
I
think that
was
makes a really big
around.
difference.
I don't know.
I think I was maybe 11 or 10. 10
See,
or 11.
that's different. I
Yeah.
grew up with this movie when I was like 4 or 5 years old, so I was terrified. I was scared.
That's like me and
Yeah.
Venom. That's like me and Venom right there, bro. I would watch Spider-Man. I watched Spider-Man 3 with Tobey Maguire. Dude, nothing scared me more than seeing. Have you seen Spider-Man 3?
Really?
Have you seen Spider-Man
See,
3?
I'm not scared
Yeah.
of Venom because
See, no. Look, what scares me is that stuff is real. Like symbiotes and things that can take over your body. That stuff is real.
Oh yeah.
So
Parasite?
parasites are real.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
You can take over your
So
brain.
like, cause there was that church scene where he's getting rid of the symbiote and it goes down to Eddie and it goes in his mouth and then you see Venom just pop out. That always scared me. That and have you seen that movie Venom? Let There Be Carnage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you see the part where Carnage, he takes Anne up to the thing, up to the top of the church hill, and he says, "Let there be carnage." Dude, I saw that in movie theater. The whole movie theater shook. He said it so loud, and they had it. They had the anim. I don't know if it's the effects on it. They had the effects. The movie theater literally shook. Because he was like, "Let there be carnage," and it shook, and I was like. So anytime I watch that movie, I get terrified. I'm like, what's the next topic?
Yeah, the next topic is when was the time you think cinematography like really added to the film and like made a big difference to like how the story was told? You know, I think cinematography and like directors like they go through a lot to make it filmed a certain way and filmed in certain angles. You know, like they put certain things in there. And like, was there like a certain scene that you felt like impacted you one time in a movie? Where
That
it was just, like, really
was inspiration.
yeah, like I guess, or like
kind of like affected you,
like the way that it was filmed was just really well, or like maybe some special effects that you
well,
thought were really cool in a movie.
I would say this for me personally, because I'm a young African American. I recently saw the.
You're so
Really?
serious. You were so serious.
I don't know what's so funny, guys.
I know I was trying to be serious.
So funny.
Like,
she lied.
I was just trying to be
You look
serious
so
for a
serious and you
second.
just threw me off.
No, because like, no. You see, this is why I'm never serious, because no one around me is serious.
I was taking
I'm sorry.
it serious because like
I know what you know. You know
I-
it. But
I get it.
nah, as a young African American, it is hard in our society to deal with some stuff. And when I watched Wakanda Forever and how they did Chadwick Boseman, they really gave him. She's laughing. It's cool. We got the wrong host apparently, because she
sorry.
can't stop laughing. But no,
it's
honestly,
I'll
look,
tell you, I'll give you that Wakanda was filmed very
it was
well.
Yeah.
Like
exactly for his death. Like they gave it like a good burial.
Yeah.
And I liked how they did that for him, really, to be honest, because he was one of few actors that I looked at and I was like, wow, if he made it, so can I. Like Kevin Hart, if he made it, so can I. Like it's really just the inspiration that they can bring for like a person like me, you know.
Yeah. And what did you think about? I really liked him also in 42. I thought that was a really good movie.
42
That was a really good movie.
I love 42. 42 was good.
Yeah, 42.
What about you, Emma?
I don't know. I can't. Nothing comes. to
She's like,
mind
I don't watch
now.
movies for inspiration. I watch it to laugh.
No, I can't think of anything. I like Avatar. Oh my gosh, I love Avatar.
was a great
What
movie.
Avatar?
I like the first one.
Are you talking about the
one
blue?
with
Are you talking about the blue
aliens.
people?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought she was talking about the.
Airbender.
I thought she was talking about the last Airbender. I thought she was talking about the last
Yeah, the
Airbender movie.
cinematography
I was like, the
on that
last
is
Airbender
great.
movie was garbage, but okay, go ahead.
No, Avatar. I think the CGI is really good, and I think it's really just a beautiful. I think the cinematography is really beautiful.
You're right.
Mhm.
I did like it. I think like when you look at the behind the scenes too of the
Yeah.
production, it was really awesome how they just made it come
Yeah.
to life. And like I love the messages like
Yeah.
with the trees.
Yes,
I
Yeah.
thought that
I
was
like
really awesome.
I like how their god is Awa, and I like that. I like the sorry. I like how realistic it was. It makes you feel like you're in the movie, and I like movies where you forget like that it's a movie and that you just think it's real and
You lose
that-
yourself.
Yeah, you
it's
lose
like your
yourself
life.
in a movie. Yeah.
I think that is also one of my favorite movies. And then I just love like the connection to
Bro,
nature.
What's up with
yes,
you?
I love that.
Like it's showing the connections that a lot
Cowboys
of
fan.
other
I'm
like
a Cowboys
beings
fan.
or
Yeah.
animals have
Becoming
to
a
nature,
Cowboys fan.
and how a lot of like the humans nowadays like we
Yeah.
lack.
And you know,
all of
and you
that.
know why?
And look at the difference between
You
the
know why.
humans and
Yeah,
the
you know.
the people in Avatar. They were so connected to nature, and the humans just wanted to tear it down for
a rock.
Yeah.
For money.
Yeah.
It's like, but look at like everything that makes you rich around
Yeah.
you. Like money doesn't make you rich.
Yeah.
It's what's around you.
And
I was gonna say it was the
even-
environment.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
environment.
And
around
even
you.
when their home were being destroyed, like you could see them like crying, and you could see their pain because of their loss
Mm.
of
Yeah.
their home.
And she was a really good actress.
Yeah.
I forgot her name. But
Zoe
like,
Saldana.
yeah, Zoe Saldana, she's really good.
Yeah.
That was really, really good.
That's my sister's name.
Nah, bro.
No, my sister's name is Zoe.
There's another movie that I like that I think it's a part of World War II.
Is it Hacksaw Ridge?
Yeah, Hacksaw
I was about to
Ridge.
say that too. Hacksaw
Isn't that one with Andrew Garfield?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's such a great movie.
Great
I like
movie.
how
Ooh, I
he
like
was just saving people. Like he was so selfless.
And he wouldn't hurt anybody.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
weren't they
he
making
wouldn't
fun of him
even-
too?
They were
Yeah.
making fun of him. Even when they beat him up like really badly, he wouldn't say who did
And
it.
snitch them out.
And yeah, and he had the strength and the willpower to go back
Mm.
and save those people over and over again.
And it was also a very religious movie too.
Yeah.
Which I do appreciate because he was just
You're
like this
religious?
is he gives all his credit to God, not himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember when he was saving them, he was like, "Okay, God, let me get one more.
Yeah, just one more.
Just one more." Like he kept repeating that, and
And, like,
then
he
that
saved
gave
so
him
many
enough strength.
Yeah, and I think it was inspiring because, like, you know, it really shows the message of, like, I know the symbol of, like, what is it? I think it's the army. Like, when they're carrying a soldier, that's where it's like, you know, don't leave anybody behind.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a debate for me.
Okay.
What are some of your guys' favorite movies coming out this year or in years to come? I have to see because we have a lot of good movies coming out in 2024 and 2025. What are some of the ones you guys are looking for? Because I know I'm looking forward to. Don't make fun of me, but there's gonna be another Moana movie. I'm kind of looking forward to that. I'm not gonna lie, because because at the start, like when Moana first came out, I liked it, but my sister had me watch it over and over and over. So I was at the point where I'm like, yeah, I'm done watching this movie. But then I recently watched it again. I was like, wow, like I have to see this. I have to see the second part. I need to see the second part of this. And then I heard the announcement on the internet that they're making a second one, and I was like, wow, that's gonna be good. But I just wanted to know, what are some of your guys' favorite movies that's gonna be coming out?
I wouldn't say I have a favorite. The only ones that I've heard recently that are coming out are like the new Disney ones. So like with the release of that, I heard they're bringing an Inside Out 2, and I wasn't really too excited about it.
Anxiety.
Yeah, I wasn't really excited about the emotions that they brought, especially. But I think it is really cool because they are highlighting some emotions that are unknown. Like I think one of them was like Inouye or something.
What, the one of the emotions?
Yeah, like
it's anxiety.
It's anxiety. There's
anxiety.
There's more than one.
Oh, there's more than
they're
one.
Bringing in 4.
Oh,
so,
I thought they were just bringing in another
no,
one.
it was anxiety. So I think like
annoyance.
I feel like I think maybe something annoying.
Annoyed. No, annoyed.
Then it was annoyed. Like it's like I think it's some kind of sadness. I'm not really sure what it is, but I've never heard of it. So I'm like, oh, it's really cool that they're highlighting like this new emotion that like I never really heard about or wouldn't know how to describe. And I do have anxiety too.
Yeah.
So I do feel like it is going to be relatable for a lot of, you know, people that go through anxiety. Like I've always had social anxiety my whole life. So
because I've dealt with depression, stuff like that. Like, you know, like one minute I'm good, the next I'm just like, I'm just there, you know. So I think it could be a kid movie that can show kids to deal with their feelings and to not try to hide them from their parents, you know.
I just feel like in this generation, like, kids nowadays, it's just all about emotions.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's
no.
Like,
yeah, you're absolutely right.
Bad thing.
Yeah, no. Because some of their friends, they don't want to show it in front of their friends because they're too scared that they're gonna be made fun of.
Exactly.
And yeah, and honestly, in this generation, I'll let you go right now. But in this generation, we need to show these kids, like, if you need to express your emotions, you could just talk to someone. Your family members are there to talk to you. And yeah, but you get back to your point.
Like it's honestly like just like pure just communication. Like I get like people like, you know, say stuff like, oh, like, you know, you're not good with communication or like this and that, but it's like, do you really know what that is, you know? Like, have you really like experienced communication? Have you really like, do people like talk to you like that? Like, you know, it's
because it's always important for us to have someone to talk to.
It's always important. Like, that's why I just feel like people like, you know, like hate too much or just like, oh, like, you know, this and that. But it's like, hey, like I'm here to talk. And like, if you don't want to like, you know, talk about it, then hey, like, I mean, what can I do?
Yeah.
If you're just gonna like hate and be like, you know what, like, nah, like.
Yeah, like you can't change them. They have to be willing to change.
Yeah, like it's always on that one person. I can't do anything about like, you know, changing Michaela. I can't do anything about changing you. I can't do anything about changing Emma. Like, it's on you if you want to change.
You gotta just get the help. You gotta just reach out for it.
And even if it's difficult, like I know it's hard for people to reach out sometimes. Like I know sometimes I don't want to be a burden or I don't want to be talking about the same thing over and over and over again. So I think it's important to also like have people that like will reach out to you sometimes to check up on you. Like I know it's not my responsibility to be like, oh, checking up on everyone all the time, but it's also good to like know that there's somebody out there that
you could just talk to.
Yeah, like you don't have to go to them all the time, but they'll also be willing to just ask you like, hey, are you good?
Yeah.
And I think like
I wish I had that. Go ahead. Sorry.
And I think like you also can't help someone who doesn't want to be helped.
Yeah, like
and you can't save someone who doesn't want to be saved. I think
Okay, Spencer James, I see you trying to save us all.
No, yeah, like I said, like it's on that one person. Like
like they have to want to change.
If they don't want to change, then like there's nothing anybody can do.
You can try your best over and over again, but at the end of the day,
you're just
it's their decision, you know?
And I feel
you can't do that too. You can't like try to always help someone if they don't want to be helped, because like that drains you too.
Yeah, and I feel like I could go into like a very deep analysis of Inside Out. I recently watched it again because of a class that I was taking, and I really understood the movie this time. And I feel like I really like when I was little, I was like, oh, you know, it's a cute movie. But now I really got it, and I feel like it was such a good movie. Like I know I don't have time to explain it right now.
Yeah,
I think maybe in the next episode we should go into some of our movies like in depth.
I was gonna say before we wrap it up, this is one more question, and I'm gonna just ask you two this because you guys saw the movie. Was One Love an Oscar award-winning movie? Would you give it an Oscar based on how you guys saw it, as inspirational as it was? Because I'm planning to go see it this weekend with a couple of friends. Do you guys think it was Oscar worthy?
You could rate
Proved
it too.
Oh, there's a book on it.
No, rate it.
No, like
Oh, and rate it too.
I think for me, because I'll admit I didn't really fully understand the movie. I don't really know his story too well, so this is my first time really being introduced to the story. So I feel like if you don't really have any context of his life or behind anything, then it's difficult to understand.
True.
So I feel like I couldn't really understand the movie as much as I would have wanted to.
Yes.
But I do appreciate his art, and I do appreciate who he was as a person.
Right.
You know, I have a lot of respect for him as a person, just seeing the movie itself. So I feel like I can't really fairly rate it just because I don't really have the knowledge of who he was before this movie. So I don't think I could really say too much about it, but I did think it was a good film from what I saw. Yeah.
Nate, how you feeling about it, my man?
Personally, it was a really good movie. But like for me, since like I don't know much about like the whole culture or like you know what happened, or because honestly the movie was kind of fast paced. Like there wasn't really like
it was just
time
going.
to like it was just going and going and
I
going.
know
and
I
going.
did say this. I did like that they had heavy accents because, well, you know, that's the point.
The Jamaican
Yeah,
accent.
the Jamaican.
Exactly.
The Jamaican accent.
And I didn't really.
Come on, man.
There's a lot of times
Let's go for
where
it today, man.
I'll admit that I couldn't understand what they were saying, and I felt like horrible because I'm like, oh my gosh, like I really wish I knew what they were talking about.
Yeah.
But I think it's good because like I know in some movies like Coco, you know what I mean? Like they're all speaking in English, and it's like they're in Mexico. So I'm like, there's no like, I mean they have some accent.
Coco was a good movie.
It was a good movie, but it's like I really liked how they stayed with like it doesn't matter if people understand what we're saying because this is how we talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They
I see what
kept
you're
it
talking
that
about.
way.
I see what you're
And
talking
so like I know a couple people just didn't understand what they were saying, but I think that really gave more to like the movie. Like it really made it a lot better.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this is where we should all wrap it up right here.
All right.
So I mean, thank you guys for hearing us talk about some of our favorite movies and you know even like our own personal lives
And opinions on
and opinions.
stuff.
Yeah. You know, this was Movie Mashup, and we'll see you next week. If you guys have any suggestions about what you guys want to hear from us.
I am Tyson.
I'm Emma.
And I am Nate.
You know, I'm Mika.
And this has been Movie Mashup.
Sir.